Alright, so what we need to do is also grab this information and paste it in our notes. So let's do that real quick. And say, alright, let's do another header here. Let's do a H3 and we can say find API stages. And then we can put it in here. Paste this. Alright, so now we can write these down. Alright, so we can say stage name. And we just need to paste it here again. And we also have deployment ID. Getting a little chilly in here. Alright, let me just grab this and paste it. Alright, so now we have the stage, but also a part of what makes up that URL, we also need the resource. So it's like the URL is there and you have to make the path to that resource. So the resource is there's another syntax that's there for that resource. So let me go back and get that syntax real quick. Let's try to do the query without the resource and see if it would give us that information. So to do that query or to do that request, we're using curl and with I, and then you're gonna type in the URL. Alright, so the syntax or the format of the URL will be HTTPS, and then you would use the ID for the API, which ending in bro. Let's grab it from here. Copy that and paste it here. And then it will be dot execute API dot execute API dot US east 1 dot Amazon AWS .com. And then you need the stage name, which would be this. So I can tell you already that this is not going to work because you need the complete path. You need the full path. But I'm just demonstrating to you so that you could see for yourself and know what to expect. This is what I found when I was doing it. So now, in order to add the API key that you're going to use to authenticate or to show that you have the right permissions, you have to use the H tag. So API key, and then we're going to grab the API key. So to get this API key, we could either go from here. Let's grab it from here, so we don't have to go back over to my notes page. Let's grab it from here. Let's copy this. And then we paste it in here. Alright, so this is what we would do to send it off. So let's send that off, and as you can see here, we're getting an error, and I definitely made note of this. And because I didn't understand why, I did my research into what this means, missing authentication token exception. And based on what it was telling me is that it's either there are two situations where you'd get this kind of error, is if you're using the wrong path, or if you require like a token. So I did, because I saw the token exception, I remember that there was in the first message from the subscription, there was a token, right? So let's go back to that message to see. Let me see if I find it. Yeah, so there was a, oh, this is not it. Is this it? Alright, so as you can see here, there's a token here. So I figured that this was it, but then further research told me that this token was for this particular session, so that wasn't the reason why I saw that. So the only thing that I had to do next was to try to find a resource and add it to it, because I came to the conclusion that you needed to have the full path. So the next step from here was to do a query to find the resources, and to get that we have to do AWS API gateway get resources, and then REST API ID, and we're going to use the same API ID that we have up here, ending in bro. Let's grab it from here. I'll copy this, paste it, and then we're going to do our profile, which is SNS secrets. Nope, you're not gonna get me this time. So we have AWS API gateway, get resources, get REST API ID. You have the API ID there and the profile, and let's fire this off. And as you can see here, we have the path here to the resource user data. So now we have that. Let's put that in the syntax and see what happens. And one of the beautiful things about Linux is that you can go up until you find the command that you want. So let's just add the user data to the path. User data. And let's fire this off. And as you can see here, there's another exception. However, this is a 403, and from the research that I did, it's still a good sign that there is something there. We just need to figure out what it is that we're not doing correctly and try it again. Alright, so let's try this again and see what we were missing. Alright, so let's try this again and see what's gonna happen. So let's do curl I open quotes HTTPS, and let's grab, let me make sure that I'm not gonna copy it from that. Let's get it from here. Let's get it raw. Let's copy this. And paste that. And then we're gonna do dot execute API .us east one Amazon AWS.com slash, and let's get the stage again. So the stage name is this. Let's copy it from here. And you have to be careful to make sure that you grab the entire thing. So let's come down here. Paste it again. I honestly don't know why it didn't work, but let's see. Need to get the resource here. Alright, user data. Let's copy that. Okay, H, and then we have X, API key, and I think I know what the issue was. I did not include that colon right there. So let's see if it's gonna work this time around. Let's paste this here. So let's fire this off and see. And there we go. As you can see here, we got a 200. That means everything went through. And as you can see here, there is a flag here that says final flag. Flag SNS secrets are fun. Message access granted, user data, and there's an email there. Right, so as you can see, we have accomplished our goal of getting the flag, and this was a proud moment for me, you know, when I was able to do this. Now, the difference between what happened with the way that I use is just the method of subscription. Now, what Tyler did, he used PackU to subscribe. So we're gonna do that. So let's use the same session that we were using previously. And now we're gonna do the SNS subscription. And so we're gonna just run this because we already know what this does. So it goes like this. It goes run SNS subscribe, you paste that there, and it's firing it off before I even finish typing, so I have to do it backwards. So let's do our email. So I'm gonna type my email in here. Let me type my email. So let's type in our notes here, subscribe, and to do that, this is what the syntax looks like. So I just grabbed the syntax from my notes and paste it here. So what I'm gonna do, if you can pay attention to this here, I'm gonna type that into PackU because I don't want to show my email. So I'm going to type my email in. Email, and I need the topic ARN, so let's grab that. Let's grab the topic ARN. Where's that ARN? Let's scroll up to the notes here to get the ARN. Okay, I think this is the topic ARN here. Copy this and I'll put it right here. Paste. Topic. ARN. Probably have to take this out. Let's take this out. Let's take this module name out and I'll paste it back in there again. Copy. So from time to time you might have your own issues, you know, with the module or with your machine, but that's a part of the whole penetration testing or anything in IT. You're gonna have issues that, you know, definitely use up some of your time. So time is very important to us. Alright, so let me fire this off. And it's telling me that I'm using invalid arguments. Let me see. Unrecognized arguments. Oh, I think I see what the issue is. So instead of putting topics, I put topic. So I need to add an S to it. It's very sensitive. So you have to add that S there. Let me fire it off this time. So my mistake was that I was doing topics ARN. It should be just topics. And then you add the module. So let's add the module here, which is the run subscribe. This is the SNS subscribe, sorry. I'll paste that in and then I'll type run. So I've been having this issue with the machine where when I copy and paste the module, it automatically runs it before I even finish typing out the full syntax. So what I've had to do to adjust to this is to type it backwards. So now I have the full syntax there with my email in there. As you can see here, this is what the syntax looks like, and this is my notes from what I previously did. So if you look here, run SNS subscribe, topics, then the topic ARN, and then email and the email address. So let's fire that off. And error invalid arguments. For some reason I'm still getting an error. I still don't know why I'm getting an error. Email. Okay, so I'm still not following the syntax pretty well, and this is a difficulty that comes with writing something backwards, I guess. All right, so the email goes, and then I have to put the tag for the email. I left that out. So let's add that in. Let's add that in. Let me grab this again and add the email tag in. Tag email. Alright, let's send it off. Alright, so as it says successfully subscribed. So all you have to do now is go to your email. So I'm gonna log into my email real quick. Let me log into my email. Let me see. Let's log into my email or my Gmail. And we're gonna be looking out for so what I found is that it went straight to my spam folder, and as you can see here, it says you have chosen to subscribe to the topic, and now I have to confirm subscription. So this is similar to what happened in the webhook. Only thing, it's a little bit easier because all you have to do now is a user interface here, and you just need to confirm your subscription, and it's here it says You have successfully subscribed. So now all we have to do is sit back and wait to see what's gonna come into our inbox. And I think it's already there. As you can see here, it's telling me that I have unsubscribed. I saw this same issue when I was following along with Tyler, and I noticed now that it's asking me to resubscribe, which I had to keep doing. Alright, so I resubscribed, and now you just have to wait to see what's gonna come into your inbox. Or better yet, let me go over to my spam folder to see if it's there. Nothing's there as yet. So you pretty much have to wait. However, basically what's happening there is the same thing as the webhook, and when that comes in and you get the credentials, then you would move on to the similar manual enumeration and putting in those commands to get the final flag. Now I hope that this was helpful, and I look forward to keeping you up to date as to where I am with this course. This is almost done. It's like 90 something percent in, and I'm almost done, but I look forward to bringing you more content anyway. Just remember, before you go, just click that like button. It's good for the algorithm, and just look out for more videos from Cyber and Tech with Dre. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.